flinttalkradio.com.
Yeah, this is John, and this is flinttalkradio.com. And today I'm sitting down with Roy Treavisan. Roy is the president of Diamond Associates, and it's a private investigation firm and security.
Yeah, that's right.
And you've been in this kind of business since 1983.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like and you got an impressive background, and you're and you're for law enforcement, to deal with law enforcement and know how to do investigative work.
Right.
But I think what's really great is this what you call it, C.U.R.B.
We call it the C.U.R.B, the Child Urgent Response Book. It's a complete kit.
It's a complete kit. I mean, this is really comprehensive. It's a booklet here which contains questions, that they like a questionnaire thing, which you fill out about information of your children or child, and you get one for each child you advocate to. Right?
Correct.
Yeah. And you fill this out, and you keep this in a safe place in this container here that he provides. You roll this up and put it in here.
Yeah. You take it and just roll it up like this. We designed it so that you can
Keep it in there.
put it in there and then keep it in the safe. Plus, you can put your other documents in there, your certificates, birth certificate, anything that you think that's of value. Put it together with that, and then it'll have the child's name on it and everything.
I have one for each child.
Right, and then put it in a safe place, in a safe that you have in your home, and then you update it every year.
He recommends putting in all the information in pencil so it can change.
Correct.
One thing I think is really nice about this too is there's a sheet in here that's got the dental records where you put your child's dental. You take your kid to the dentist, you get stuff changed around.
Correct.
The teeth grow, teeth probably get knocked out in young kids.
That's right.
And it's actually noted here. And then this is a real crucial thing because God forbid if your child comes up missing, law enforcement, yourself, everybody wants to have that information, and this is going to be included in all this.
Right.
You also have a way of ensuring that they have some kind of DNA to
Right.
test
It's all
for.
It's all in the book. Basically, if your child, from the cases that I've done, the missing child, and I've done some, the parents are very in a hysterical situation, and the thing is. From that, I gathered the information, and I decided to put this book together because if you have all this confidential information about your child, when the law enforcement or the private agencies come to you, just hand this to them. This is more powerful for them to go on the streets and look for your child. Has everything from fingerprints to your DNA to your dental, personal history, x-rays, medical, emergency numbers, friends, everything on it. And it's a tool. I call it a tool for us and the law enforcement because the parents are going to be such an hysterical situation that they would not have all this data in one place at the time. And all it takes is one evening with your child. And the thing is, your child you get to sit down with your child and you kind of go over everything and you ask each other questions. And then the parents get more closer to each other. They get to know their child more. And the other thing is they communicate better. The way our society is today is so much stress out there now that I think that we have to give everything we can to the children. So we came up with this C.U.R.B book.
And you got a pamphlet here.
Correct. A little pamphlet.
About often what shows basically outlines what you do with this kind of thing. Just the C.U.R.B. And he lists here what's in that booklet. It's a vital information, confidential code. Those are codes I think that you give to the child to
That's right,
say if somebody else has to pick them up and they
Correct.
have to, right. Description of the child. Personal medical history, as we already alluded to. Confidential x-ray, so you can include that in there.
Yep.
Photo directions. What the photo directions, what would that be for?
Basically how to take the photos and keep adding them in these containers every year.
Fingerprint instructions, how to carry that out, how to do that properly. So,
we have 3 ways of doing that. Our company supplies it, law enforcement, or you train yourself a little bit.
And also DNA instructions here. It talks. You tell them on the booklets that comes with it how to gather DNA information to include in this little tube.
Put together.
Emergency list you already alluded to, and list of services. Which I think a lot of people could say, well, I can do this and I can store it on a computer. Well, I think that's a bad thing to do myself, and I think most people who think about it really will think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been approached by quite a few people to put it on a disk, but the fact is with the computer on a disk, it's going to anybody can get access to it, can wipe out all the information, can change it. You don't want, I mean, I have children myself, and I want to have all this data for myself. I want to protect my child. I don't want anybody else to know where they live, what they're doing, what's the code name. And then the other thing about it, with this, I don't know, you got the heat, the cold, that might scratch it. That's involved in there too. But this is for a lifetime, one price for a lifetime. And I can't emphasize to the parents as much how much this would take a lot of stress off the parents if they could use the book.
Well, see, and this is all great in itself. I mean, these are great ideas. I mean, this is a real convenient in a stressful time, very convenient.
Right.
You got it all included in there. You just, like you said, hand it to the law enforcement officer or the private
Right.
investigator. But here's the thing that I think is like the piece of resistance. I mean, the thing that makes it astonishing, this offer, is what goes along with it, the service that you're providing.
The thing is, I'm putting together that if the parents purchase one of these, I'm going to be offering 24 hours of free investigation. If your child becomes missing, you call us, we arrive at your location and present the book to us, and then we'll get all the details, and we're going to be working with the law enforcement and any other agency that's involved, and to track them down and find them. But that 24 hours is going to be from our agency free of charge for 1 year for your child. And we're going to be offering a 27% discount on the services too, if there's a need of that for you too. The thing is, I've seen it where it's the crucial part. As soon as a child's missing, that's the crucial part right at that time that you need to get somebody on it right away. And with today's technology, a child can be out of the country within hours, or less than an hour. And the thing is, if the parents have something like this, they call us, we get on the case right away, and plus get the law enforcement involved in it, and solve the case as fast as possible, and could save the child too. There's so many ways that a child can be missing in this society the way we are. Yeah, and everybody knows what's going on right now.
Yeah, so you give me some staggering statistics there when we were before the show about how many kids come up missing each year.
Yeah, this I was just getting this off the U.S. Department of Justice reports. They've got almost 800,000 children under 18 that are reporting missing in a 1 year period. There's almost over 200,000 of children that are victims from family abductions, and then there's almost 60,000 from non-family abductions.
Strangers.
Yeah, strangers. And the thing is, who's the one that suffers? It's the one that the child suffers. And I think that the parents, with the things that are going on now, they're so stressed out and and they have to leave their children with somebody else, like a babysitter or something like that. It gives them a hard time to, make sure everything's safe for them. But all this data information is great, even for a babysitter. I was commenting on, if let's say you go out on a dinner date with your wife and everything, and you're a couple hours away, and the babysitter calls them and says, well, Johnny's got something's happened. He's allergic to something, or something's wrong with him. I'm not sure. And you tell the babysitter, well, there's this container like this. Go to the kitchen cabinet or a specific place. Take it with you with Johnny, and we'll meet you at the hospital. And the doctor will open this up, and then he'll look at the medical situation of the child and says, Johnny's allergic to peanut butter, And the doctor says to the babysitter, did you give him any peanut butter? And she says, oh yeah, I did give him a peanut butter sandwich. And he knows right away what medicine to give him, and to give him, whatever, for an allergy or whatever, how you do that. I'm not in the medical
Course of
area.
treatment, whatever course of
Or
treatment.
treatment,
yeah.
right. And then the parents within that time are there, and then by the time the parents get there, he's calmed down and they got the situation under control. So that saved the child's life. There's so many various ways you can use this book. But the thing is to keep it in a safe place and to keep it updated every year.
So, I think that's great. I mean, obviously somebody could, come up with some idea of that themselves, but what I think is impressive is your ability, your willingness to offer that service of the investigation so you can help recover, get the
Oh yeah,
child back to
that
their
I think
families.
so. Advocate of the parents and of this program, and I think I guess you could say this is my last destiny in my life. I'd like to see every child have one of these, and we're still going to be going on the field to try to save some children too. We're going to try to gather funds for that and just keep pushing forward. As years go by, things are going to be changing in the book. They're going to be more added to it, more things that are coming up because time changes and everything else. And hopefully that parents will have a peace of mind about it too, that they have something.
I think it's a very impressive offer, though, and I think it's a very intelligent suggestion or program. I mean, so like you said, so many people when the situation does arise, it comes out, you're frantic, your brain's not thinking right, especially especially if you're a mom or a dad by yourself.
That's right.
You got this, you got everything in here. All you know is that okay, this is my world's turned upside down right now. I have this right here. You take that and you call the cops and you hand this to the cops.
Right.
And then you start relating whether the last time, obviously, the more current information. One time, the last time you saw your child, what do you think may happen
Correct.
to them? All the suspicious activity that may occurred around the abduction or he or she come up missing. But I mean, see, personally, I've seen that one, and I've seen one child. I didn't see the child abduction, but it occurred right here in this neighborhood, not too far from where the studio is at now. And unfortunately, it was a tragic situation. The girl's remains were found 2 years later, a far distance away from the city of Flint. But it probably touched my life personally because I happen to know the girl's grandparents as well as her father. And that just, I mean, if this was available to the mother, maybe something could have been done quicker, better. It was like a tragic situation. I mean, I can't even, tragedy is not even a word that sums it up.
No.
And
No.
and that happens so many times around this country. And you're so willing to go. You're willing to go any part of the United States for whoever purchased one of these things.
Correct. Because any child, I think every child in this world needs it, and I'm very. I think children need everything that they can, every tool in their hands that they could protect themselves from.
Now, of course, you advocate to the parents and everybody else concerned that you'll be aware of your surroundings.
Correct. Be very aware around. Yeah.
Be aware of the people who are around you. And to tell the child and encourage the child and teach the child to report people who are acting odd to them or coming up to them and trying to discuss things with them. And it's a sad thing in the world that you got to kind of raise your child to be suspicious of other people.
Yeah, but and with terrorists and everything else going on in this world, I keep emphasizing to the children, beware, teach about safety, especially in the home. There's so much you can keep and tell them, but the thing is, the more that you communicate with your child about safety, the more they're going to remember that part and say, well, this is what my mother and my dad told me. And I'm going to take their advice and, not talk to the stranger or something,
Now, another thing is, too, we emphasize that people we just want to cover. We tell people to make sure that their kids are instructed on this kind of stuff, to be wary of strangers, to know their surroundings. But this also could be used for like I would say this can also be used for, say, an elderly patient.
Oh, correct. So, we've got the adult one, too. I had some professional people look at that. This is the one for the children, and then this is the one for the adult. In fact, came about it from a professional point. He says, well, what about the children? Well, you and I and everybody else, we should have one too.
Right.
Because the fact if something ever happens to you, we've got all the information to verify that's you too. I think the worst scenario is when something would happen to your child or adult that it's so drastic that the morgue has to do they will take all the information from you, but it's not enough to identify the person. And the only way they could do it is by having you come down and take a look. And personally, I don't want to see a mother or father come down and take a picture, look at a child that's been passed away that, you can't hardly identify. But that instinct knows that when he pulls that sheet cover over, if that's your child or not. It's just an instinct. But with this, the morgue can check the DNA, can check the fingerprint, the dental, like you were talking, everything, hair and everything. They make sure that when you come down that that it was your child. Now the thing is, you're gonna have to rest in peace with your child, and have God that's gonna take care of them.
Yeah, we're talking about some very disturbing stuff. I mean, this is like there's no way. I'm at a loss for words as to how horrific this would be for anybody. My grandmother, when I was a child, she was killed in a car accident. Fortunately, they were able to know who she was because the idea was at the scene.
Right.
She was killed instantly. But like several times, I've dealt with I was a probation caseworker, and kids came up missing because they ran away,
Right.
and the parents are distraught. Now, Roy, people can get to you. They can buy your product. They can talk to you, or do you have websites set up?
Oh, yeah. My website is diamondcpi.com. I'll say again, that's diamondcpi.com. Now, it has everything in there where it'll explain everything what we've talked about, plus the cost is $19.99. But with this special program, I'm willing to have everybody order it for only $9. I'm going to give a special for $9. That's how much I think about these children. The other thing is, if we have groups, churches, or any other organization that would like to work with this program, I'd be happy to sit down with them and work out some arrangements where they can raise funds. It gives me a great feeling that every parent, if they do purchase one of these, that they have something within their heart that they're going to have something of their child for life. And the thing is, it's going to be passed on to next generation after generation too. It's not like you can talk about your grandmother in this book, from say, about the medical, the background history, where she's been, different places, and everything else. It has all kinds of various ways to use it as a tool.
I think it's a very useful tool. And I mean, like I said, there's no way we can emphasize enough that I'm sure Roy and anybody else connected to your company definitely does not want this to occur. I mean, but they want to have the tools in your hands,
right?
If the need, God forbid, does arise.
Right. That's right.
I mean, it almost sounds like chills here, a sort of sense of cold shiver down your back to think about your kid missing.
I know. I have 2 children myself, and I have these books on them too, and even my wife, myself, and it just kind of I guess a little extra insurance on the side, because the fact is, you don't know when something's going to happen. You want to prepare for everything that's going to be coming. I mean, I was in Boy Scouts. Be prepared for everything.
Let's see. Just last year or so, an adult male walked away from a senior citizen complex, or a place where they have people who have mental problems, or
correct,
and
Alzheimer's.
And he walked. Well, it was Alzheimer's. He walked away from the home, and he was found, his remains were found months later somewhere miles away from where he started from, and so this stuff does happen. I mean, if you have a patient in your family, a person in your family who has Alzheimer's, like you said, or some other form of increasing diminishing capacity situation.
Right. I don't know. The thing is, when I talked in the medical field about this, if we do with patients like adults like that, what we recommend is that the family members or whoever is close to them would sit down with them in the book, and it would stimulate their mind about history, about themselves. Where was I there? How old my age? And putting everything down. It makes a kind of a interaction where they think about their past, and it's written down in the book and everything too.
So much of our, let's face it, we might know our grandparents, we may even know something about our great grandparents, but beyond that, it's like a it's like a total
Yeah, it's
empty space.
empty space. Yeah, I don't know my old grandfather and grandmother, but I would have loved to known if they had something like this too. You know,
Yeah, like the medical history.
medical history for sure.
And the DNA too. I mean, now they can do DNA testing with stuff,
Yeah.
even with samples that are very old.
Yeah,
I don't know how old. I mean, I'm not going to
Yeah.
state that and be wrong,
Right,
but
yeah.
no, I just think that you've got a very needed program, and it's a very sobering one to think about. I mean, it's like just like I said, there's no way anybody would wish this even on the worst enemy. You know, a
Yeah.
child missing.
But yeah, I've been working with this for over 20 years and been building it up, and it's been updated quite a bit of times, and I just it gives me a satisfaction that every child's getting something like this, and then like I said, I'm going to give the children, the parents, the break today, and offer them for $9 a book for a complete kit. Complete kit, something looks like this, and it's got the book. We give them a pencil and a name tag and the container. So, and the one thing is, you only have to pay one price. You know, $9 for the rest of your life. So you'll never have to purchase something else. You know, this will be there all the time. I have customers that has the old issue. I still have them in the closet there. They're still there.
How many years have you been offering this program?
Oh, for over 20.
Over 20.
Yeah,
So
but it's been updated so much. I'm getting more and more. I'm trying to keep the costs down so that everybody can afford it, because I don't care if a child has $1 million or a child doesn't have a penny. They still deserve it.
Right. They deserve,
You know?
that's kind of like, it's a comforting.
Right.
Yeah, it's a comforting thing to know that you have this in place. It's like you watch after the kid. You try to make sure that all those things are in place. But Roy, I think it's a great idea and I think it's like it's a tragic idea. It's got to be. It's a tragedy that this has got to be in place.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
But again, why don't you give people contact information out before we leave?
Okay. The website is diamondcpi.com. That's diamondcpi.com. And the phone number is 586-758-3838. That's 586-758-3838.
And I'm glad you came on here because I'm going to be an advocate for this myself, and I hope people do call you about this and want to involve their schools or church groups, whatever, to get this behind this. So thank you very much for coming in.
And welcome.